this is your instructor, Miss Jessan Emargawanan, and welcome to Teaching Music in the Elementary Grades. So we are now in Lesson 4, which we will tackle about the instructional areas of music. So music is a world within itself, with a language we all understand. So we have here the intended learning outcomes, which number 1, to relate how the use of various musical properties or elements contributes to the aesthetic appeal of the music piece. 2, demonstrate skill in melody, reading musical scores. Execute the different areas of instruction in music. So why study the areas of instruction in music? So music education is a field of study associated with the teaching and learning music. It touches on all learning domains, including the psychomotor domain, the development of the skills, the cognitive domain, the acquisition of the knowledge, and in particular the significant ways, the affective domain, the learner's willingness to receive, internalize, and share what is learned. To sing a song and to play are the quiet, simple tasks than to teach music or impart musical prowess to anyone. Take into consideration the different areas of learning domains involved required to be enhanced. Thus, we need to understand how learning process take place in this field. So our mission as a teacher, as a music teacher, is dedicated to meeting the educational, social, emotional needs specific to our students. So children learn that music is a source of lifelong enjoyment. So kinahanglan nato ni i-impart sa ilaha nga dili lang kutob sa tong klase ang music, but it is the source of lifelong enjoyment. So the area being focused on the skills of singing, listening, moving, sight reading, and sight singing, and creating. So, mo to ang activity, we are going to sing, also creating our own song. So now we are here in topic 1, which we will talk about singing. Singing is the child's outlet of his emotion and energy. It is his natural means of recording and the ideas and events that come his way. So we, as the teacher, is the optimum of joy and affection in the classroom. So our smile as a teacher, bring peace and confidence in our sa minds sa atong students din kay ikakita nila sa to ang mahadlok na sila. But kung makita nila kita, it will bring peace and confidence. So dili na nato ikuan labi na to nga to ang mga not so musically inclined, dili kaayo talented in terms of music na ang hisgutan. So us as the teacher should strive to produce the correct quality for the particular songs we teach. kinahanglan labi na atong students, mga bata pa ba, dili takapugos sa ilaha nga ganahan sila ani or di sila ganahan ani, but we need to catch their attention so that ang gatong not so musically inclined nga mga students mo join sila, mo participate sila, or mahimo silang interested sa atong subject. So example, if we're talking about march, so syempre medyo marching nga kanta, it is bright, should be bright and vigorous. So kung kanta kag marching song, dapat more kag vigorous and bright, diba? Next, folk song should be simplified, strong, rhythmic character. Anthem should be symbolize pride of one's country. Waltz should be dainty, like choral should exude joy. And lastly, hymns should be solemn. Example ato akong sister, mukanta man siya, hilig siya kanta. Then one time, ni kanta siya, ang lyrics is happy, but she expressed not so happy. So almost yung buyag, you're singing that line, pero nga nung wala ni mo nga happy jud ka, diba? Dapat imo yung i-execute kung unsa yung mga meaning anang mga kantaha, diba? So the teacher should identify the musicality of our children or our students, because no children are alike. So wala kay similar nga students, dili sila pareha o mga talents, behavior of unsa pa nang uban dira. Ang atong talent as a teacher, kinahanglan ma-identify nato unsa silang klase nga mga students. So even ang mga twins, dili sila same good totally, same sila now, but kung identical sila, pero kung in terms of ilang likes, dislikes, lahang mga habits, nagit sila ligas. So children differ in their song choices or preferences. Tanaw ni mo, abi ni mo ganahan sila kanta nga solemn, but ganahan din sila rock nga kanta. Hard rock pa jud, diba? Depende sa ilang choices, silang ganahan nga kanta. So here are some classes of children who manifest retardation on their singing responses. So first, we have the uncertain singers. So these children are confused due to lack of experience. Dili kay sila puno or daghan og experience. So this group needs varied singing experience. Dapat pakantahon gyud nato sila. Next, young for their age. So this group are too immature to adapt singing standard set by the majority of their classmates. So the immature child should be given opportunity to make adjustment at his own speed. Kita yung mga just teacher, kung natay estudyante nga mga immature pa yun, we need to give them opportunity to adjust. Dili kay na to paspasan na tong topic or atong lessons, kay aron makakatch up sila. Next, indifferent singers. They lack interest. They may be over-entertained or overfed, or they may have been dulled by poverty and malnutrition. Munang kasagaran na dili gid ta dapat mo kanang judge sa mga estudyante na walay interes kay basi wa sila kaon, banali sila problem. So dapat di gid na to kanang i-judge dayon ang mga bata. But we need to be naatay mga tactic or resourcefulness sa atong part as a teacher. Aron makatawag ta to arouse and capturing the child's musical growth. Kaya pa sinapan chance nga ma-develop or ma-discover ilang talent na alang gini mga kanang babag, barrier, anong dili sila ka-execute og tarong. Next, children with emotional disturbance. They may be tone deaf or monotones. Sa lakdod pagkastorya, gabag gyud tingog. Mag-una sa kanta or maawahi sa kanta or lagi siya lahi nga tono. So their unfavorable attitude towards singing comes from fear, jealousy, or plain shyness. Sometimes parents will cause emotional disturbances due to thoughtless remarks. The child must have the feeling of belongingness and being able to contribute to syllables. Solmization is the art of illustrating the construction of the scale by singing names. Next, we have the principle of recognition. So recognition of motives before requiring the class to sing a particular song. Dapat magkatagtag kanta or song, particular song, nakita yung motive. It's a group of tones to identify a song. Kung sa atong gihata nga kanta, example, sing a group of tones like mi, do, mi, re, do, la, so. Sing a group of phrase to identify the motive kung unsa nga lyrics nga kanta. Next, to determine like and unlike phrases. So, like phrases should be indicated by similar marks. Naginay, similarities to facilitate to teach a song. So, ang kaning mga phrases, dapat ato yung mahibawan kung unsa na siya. Next, to determine the recognition of phrases by following the steps. So, natay upat ka steps. Same gyapon, sing. The teacher sings the first phrase, then the children alternate. Then the children sing the phrases by row, tagsa, then individual children sing. Each child should sing one phrase. Kay aron mahibawan yun nila kung unsa nga kanta ang atong gitudlo sila. Next, we have the principle of representation. So representation, the song in the staff notation, copy the song of phrases. So if there are 4 phrases to a song, then there are 4 staffs. Recognize the similar staff notation, make comparison, and note similar phrases in the staff notation. The principle of interpretation. To interpret or explain the meanings of all the musical symbols found in a song. So there are the following natin mga question to help us as a teacher kung saan ito pag-question ng mga estudyante. In what key is the song? Key of C, key of F. What is the measure signature or time signature? 2-4, 3-4, 4-4, 6-8, 6. Draw the hand movement of a beat or atong beating, di ba? Itong 2-4 na beat, 3-4 or 4-4. What kind of note receive one beat? Or katong natin numerator, denominator. So katong denominator nato mo to maka-receive og 1 beat. Kay ang atong numerator, di ba, marama siya fraction, indicates the kind of note to receive. So kung sa to siya mo itong i-receive as 1 beat. On what part of the beat is the first note? On what line of space is do located? How do you find the pitch of the do? What is the singing name of the first note? So, mo na ma-check common nga question sa kung ato pa paminawon og mga music ang atong mga estudyante. Now we have a drill exercise. We have now in topic 2 the listening. The first school experience with music is listening. So children listen to teachers singing. So kung paminawon yun nila ang una, ang tono, kung unsa nila, una sila musuon. There are some functions of listening. Listening accelerates good singing habits. It stores up impressions and enables the children to enjoy the interesting difference in the mood and style of what they hear. Oral perception is inherent in each phase of activity that contributes to musical growth. So there are several levels of listening. First, the passive or receptive listening. So the listener is only listening by circumstance. He may be in the dinner establishment where music is played to enhance eating and conversing. It is suggested that the teacher plan the kind of music to be listened to for the children to create a sense of expectation. Exploratory listening. A wide variety of music will arouse curiosity and interest of the children. Different countries present different styles in music. So kita as a teacher should give our pointers on listening the musical presentation sa atong TV, sa radio, sa public concerts, sa private recitals, or the school presentation. So, dili lang limited ang ilang pag-explore or ilang pagpaminaw sa music sa atong classroom, but also, we need to give them pointers kung asa sad sila pwede makapaminaw music. Inner listening. The listener makes visual image from the music he hears or reads on notation. So the movement of the notes may be running as water, current, the triumph of the bird, and the carefree as the folk song. So nato yung music, nakalimot ko sa title ato, but ang child kay musically inclined. Every time nga na siya madunggan nga beating, paglakaw ra gani na siya mahimo nga song. Na nang siya madunggan nga na beat na gamay, na din siya mahimo nga tono sa kanta, diba? Muna ang ubang mga inner listening. Next, interpretative listening. Interpretation can enrich listening. While it is non-musical, a piece of music can be dramatized. So likewise, a verse, short poem, or a picture may go with a piece of music. So ang uban, tanaw picture or maminaw verse sa music, they can picture out kung unsa na siyang kind of music na ito ibang mga bata na. We also have analytic listening. So the listener recognizes the components of music and analyze at that time. Next, we have the conditions of listening. First, the physical comfort. The room must be spacious enough to bring about friendly atmosphere among the listener. So kung langas gani ang room, dili ko katarong paminaw, labi na ka mga bata ang mga dali na kayo ma-distract, di gid sila kapaminaw tayo. So we need to have physical comfort. Next, permissive approaches. Attentive listening is almost always the teacher's goal, but the children can hold up to a certain time. Attentive listening. Bisan gani kita, kadiyot ra kay ta maka paminaw. Pero taud-taud wan ata na minaw. Diba? But us as a teacher, our goal para makakuha na to ang attention sa itong mga estudyante, di lang ka-attention, but also naminaw po sila. Diba? Naiuban nga mga bata nga, dugay maglingkod, sige naglingkod without any activity, maburingan ang mga bata. So wala sila naglatagaw na ang huna-huna. So the attention span is short and desire for action is long. Yung bisan maminaw ako kadit kay boring, dapat na ako buhaton ng activities. So, bakit aron na imong attention na dito? On a certain occasion, children should be allowed to hum a melody. Dapat na sila buhaton ng mga activity. Mag-hum, mag-clap with the rhythm, or ask question or comment on the music. So dapat imo ginas lang pangutanon or pahimuon. So example of the teacher. So the teacher sings the song to give the children a first-hand information on the activity. First-hand experience. First-hand information. So gikan sa teacher, padung sa estudyante ang tono. Hingkanta si teacher kaya makaibaw ang students. So, makadungog. This must be influential factor in conditioning our children to sensitive, discriminative listening. So the basic activities for listening, we have to recognize the tempo of the song. Kung paspas ba siya, marcha ba siya, lullaby, pangkatog, hinay, so waltz, na. Recognize the sound of the instruments from each family. Nabay string instrument, mga string instruments, ukulele, guitar, wind instrument, flute, trumpet. Ito na i-recognize. Depende sa sound sa kanta nga itong ipaminaw. Next, listen to the same group of classmates of songs learned in the classroom. Listen to the music of different countries. So, di lang limited ang atong pagpaminaw sa ato ang but also sa laing country. See live concert or recitals. So, karon dili pa kay siya applicable, but soon if the pandemic is over, pwede na ni nato siya makita sa concerts or mga recitals ba na nag-concert dito nga na mga orchestra, di ba? Nice kayo. Identify the melodic movement. So next we have the topic 3, the sight singing or sight reading. So reading music is an interesting as language reading. So same na sila. Basahon din na nato music. So reading music is the ability to translate a system of formal arrangement of abstract symbols into meaningful patterns of sounds and movements. So naanay uban, kamo mo ba sa musical piece? I have here an example of musical piece. here. Mayroon mga musician, kanira ilang tan-awon, bisan dili sila familiar sa kanta. Igakita nila ngani, makahibaw dayon sila kung unsay tono aning kantaha. Mga talented guys sila. Reading language, same as the reading language. Kaya imong basahon ang mga meaningful patterns into a sound nga matukar nila, diba? Next, we have music is a visual and auditory. What this child sees must be translated to his learning ability. Notes can be fully understood when written on the lines and space of the staff and its ledger lines. So, unsa to? Visual and auditory. Visual, kung makita na to ang mga notes, mga staff, mga time signature. And auditory, kung ma-apply na to tukar ang katong mga musical symbols. Sight reading, it is a reading and performing of the piece of written music, specifically when the performer has not seen it before. So, ako pang ipakita ganina the musical piece, music sheet. Bisan pag wala sila kakita ato, but they know sight reading, they can perform that song. It is called prima vista. Sight singing. So, kung na sight reading, mag-read of notes like do, re, mi. Napay sight singing. They can sing. It is often used to describe a singer who is sight reading. Ang sight singing it is to sing. So, sight reading music is one of the most important things you need to know to be any good at your instrument of choice, only beaten by the importance of learning how to actually play the instrument itself. Kaya na uban natay kanang instrument din ang ipakita ra kay notes napa kibaw ta lahi ba na sa piano lahi, sa flute lahi ngana. So most of this sight reading, though it is not really sight reading, it is the purest form, looking at the music for the very first time while you are playing or singing the notes. So basic methods and procedures. About the sight singing music, it requires quite a different set of skills, nailahi na skills. In addition to being able to read notes, katong mga nakabasa og notes, for the vast majority of required sight reading. So we have the basic method and procedure. So number 1, find music to sight read. You can find music for your instrument and difficulty level in books and at music sheet or music stores. There are even sight reading websites that provide music specifically to help with the sight reading practice. Kapag mag-practice ng tao sight reading, so dapat natin instrument, then naputay sheet music. Read the title of the piece. So this may not sound like it will help you in actually playing the piece, but it really does. After all, the title summarizes the entire piece into a few descriptive words. If you do not read the title, then you are losing a key advantage into the mode of piece and the emotion you should put into playing it. So depende sa title. Next, look at the tempo. Most of the time, ang tempo kay paspas ba or hinay. So the tempo will be given to you at the top of the piece next to the composer. Kung unsay beating niya paspas ba? Diba kung natay 2-4 o medyo iya. Ang 4-4 o paspas. Diba? Marching. Lahi po kay ilahiyo na to ang tempo, lahi nga version. Now, check out the time signature or the key signature. So there is a huge difference between 6/8 time signature and the common time. And if you don't look at the time signature, niyam kalit ra kag kanta dra. You are playing the wrong key signature. Murag malahig yun ang kanta, no? It may seem that you cannot read that key signature. Dapat may bawaan na nato. Kung paspas nga kanta, ana ay 4/4 gibutang medyo or same sila sa marching, like the lupang hinirang. Yan na. Next, check the dynamics. It is very important to start off the forte if the piece says so, and not a piano, because then the piece will probably quieter. Look over the beginning. Pay especially close attention to the first few measures of the music. Go over them at least 3 times before proceeding on. And a solid beginning. Munang kasagaran iganta, no, kanang tagaan din nila dako nga impact ang imong pag-intro palang daan. Like sa mga singers. Diba? Kung nindot ang ilang intro, mas okay. Pero bati lang kayo ng intro, wala na ang pagkanindot sa imong performance. Bisan pag nindot na imong performance niya, ang intro rin na sa'yo. Dako na kay impact sila. So, the right sound and often the opening line will be repeat itself throughout the piece. Skim over the easier beat. If you know you can play one rhythm, just slide it over it. Read the beginning again. After looking through the whole piece, you have a dozen of rhythms in your head and probably 100 of notes, so that the first thing you will forget will be the very first thing you look at. It is the beginning. Start playing and go slowly. So kung naka-instrument, it is one that pitch problems such as the natay magwa kay sa tono. Siyempre, tunuhon gina ni mo imong instrument, but we need to start playing, then go slowly. And cultivate the habit of keeping your eyes slightly ahead of the notes you're playing. There is always a bit of processing time required to see a note, then understand it, and actual, then play it. Moving. Put things into action. Brings memorable aspects and events that happens in their daily experience. Through the use of notes, various movements express the creative energies of children. So dancing is the creative movement to music. Unknowingly, musical experiences are going on without any formalities and hard effort. So example, ordinary walking uses the quarter note. So kinsa to naka-remember sa quarter note? Kinsa to porma? So mo ni siya porma sa quarter note. Ordinary kanang compare siya sa ordinary walking uses as the quarter note. Running is faster movement, so the use of 8th note. Galloping is the horse-like movement. So katong tied 8th note. Then marching is a moving evenly in walking notes. Hopping and skipping has a regular movement. Holding requires long duration of note. So moving is spontaneous and it can be expressed in diverse versified ways like gliding, waving, bending, hopping, running, and walking. So rhythmic presentation through demonstration, dances and other rhythmic activities are a great source of fun and pleasure to children. Creating and composing. So mo ni atong topic or atong activity ni inyong gihimo karon. So creating activity in music is not apart from other types of musical growth and learning. Children love to express their ideas and expressions in various situations: talking, dancing, singing, moving, listening, playing, and even in non-verbal expression, allied to music, which call for expressive responses that are essentially creative. So the basic purpose of creative musical activities is to develop keener sensibilities and to stimulate and encourage a wider spread of initiative among the children. So we have the sensory expression of the group for imaginative growth and expression. So some examples are the source of impression: breaks, arcing rainbows, falling leaves in autumn, splashing water. So those are the examples of some sources of impression. Gihimuan na nila mga kanta o tingog. So there are basic activities like dramatize a song, complete the melody by providing tones for the antecedent or consequence, change words of song, draw or paint a picture depicting the song, execute simple dance steps, create a melody, and create partner songs, arrange medleys, interpret passage through bodily movements. So, kung na may kanta, pwede ninyo himuon ni mga butangan na activities. Ito mga creating or composing na mga